Hello everyone, I'm Lynette and this is Grammy Crochet. I want to welcome you to the dining room today. I know I got to film in the yarn room the last video, but it really is work up there still. So I'm back to the dining room because we went to the camper for the weekend, came home, and my husband went to his brother's to watch the Browns play, and as of this recording, they were winning, knock on wood, keep your fingers crossed if you are a Browns fan. And if not, why not? They're the Browns. Anyway, so I took an opportunity to straighten up some because life keeps happening and I keep having things entering my house without a place to put them. And so I started finding places to put things. And it's decent in this room. So there's that. That's how life goes sometimes, I know. And I want to thank you for coming and joining me with wet hair again, because it seems like I always film after I just get out of the shower. But like I said, I was cleaning and disgusting, and I didn't want to film that way. So if you're new to my channel, really I am a crochet channel. I do some other crafts every now and again, and occasionally a field trip. So if you like that kind of stuff, I'm glad you're here because hopefully you'll see some of that. Not all of it in one video usually, but sometimes. And today's video is going to be about some finished objects and some yarn. I got yarn in the mail. Yay! So I will, just to say, I did film over the weekend in Hartville. We camp in Hartville, Ohio. Or we're right outside of Hartville. That's a small town, but it's the biggest town near there. And they have this, it's known to be Amish country, and they have this really large indoor and outdoor flea market. And I think I've mentioned it before on my channel, and I've tried to film before out there and show you guys. So I did make it out there, and I did do some filming, and I have to edit it because some of it they have an indoor and an outdoor flea market. The indoor flea market is like a bunch of shops set up, and well, you'll see in the video, but it's not going to be attached to this because I really have a lot of editing to do on it. Some of the stuff I went to, I'm like, oh wait, they're playing music in here and you can't, so. Anyway, I do want to show it to you. The outdoor venue is huge. I didn't do a lot of walking around out there, just like really to give you an idea of what it's like. And then we went to the chocolate factory, which is the first time I've been there this year, but it's a very old company, been there a long time. No, I think COVID has hit it really hard, so I'm really sorry about that. But I took pictures there because they were playing music inside as well. I started videoing, I'm like, oh wait. So then I went through and took some pictures, so I'll have to edit that in. So if you're interested in that, that'll be in an upcoming video in the next day or two. So it's just gonna be a road trip kind of thing. So what I have for you today is my luck of the draw. I couldn't think of what this was. I am doing a crochet along with Nan from Nan's Next Knots, and she does once a week the luck of the draw, and that means that you start with a base color and you can make whatever you want. She gives you a pattern that for a blanket, because that's like the original idea. And this is the fourth time that she's doing it. I didn't know about it for the first two, but I have done the third one, and now this is my fourth one. So for the third one, I did a Ruana that I keep at my camper, and that's like a blanket shawl kind of thing, and I put pockets in mine because everybody needs pockets. And it's at the camper, so I can't show it to you, but it's in previous videos. And you just hashtag look at the draw 3. Look for the 20th week or thereabouts, and you'll see it. So every week you start with your base color. In this case, my base color is white, and then you have 8 additional colors, and every week Nan gets her little hat and she pulls a number out They're green numbers, and you crochet the corresponding of your 8 colors. You number them 1 through 8. So my luck of the draw this time, I am making a Afghan with a snowflake in the middle of each. It's squares, like granny squares. So my base color is white, and so I made 20 granny squares, or 20 white snowflakes, and they are sparkly. And I don't remember what this yarn was. Maybe Red Heart with Love's metallic. The sparkle is not a silver thread. It's a you can't, oh, there, you get some of the glare from it, maybe a little. It's iridescent. I totally love that. So I had, I think, 2. Anyway, I got 20 out of it, and that's all that there are. Then my colors, I have 4 colors of red, 4, not 5. I have 4 colors of red, and I have 4 colors of green. And they are randomly numbered. It's not like red is 1 and green is 2. I have no idea actually what they are. I mean, I wrote them down on the skeins, and I have a note, but I put them in a bag, and I drew out one and said, this is number 1. And I wrote number 1 on my label, and then I made a list. So it's just as random as her pick. And then that one went into the bag, and then number 2. So I didn't ever pick the same one twice. But Nan has picked the same number twice, which is fine because we're in week 8. And my week 8 this week is this red color. This is Impeccable, and our number was number 3, and this color is called Cherry. So Cherry Red is my color for number 3. I have 2 skeins of this, and this is the second week that we've used this. Let's see, I started here. So week number 1 was Cherry Red. And then I go across 2, 3, and week number 4. Then I come back over here to week number 5, 6, look at that, same color, 7 and 8. So week 1 and week 8 are the same color. This one came together. That's just how it comes together. That's just the luck of the draw. And as you can see, I have several red squares and 2 green squares, and they are the same color green. Isn't that funny? And I was, you know, I'm like, oh no, it's not. It looks great. I think it looks fabulous. I really, really love this color. Is it? Let me see. I think, no, it's this one. Maybe it's, yeah, this first one. Well, you know, any of these reds with the white, I mean, it's just, I really do want, I like this deep red one, and I really like this red one. I like all the red ones. Not as much the bright red, but the other reds, I mean, I could just picture the whole blanket looking like these 2 squares. I mean, wouldn't that be fabulous? I really think that I want to do that. Now, I will link, I don't remember right off the top of my head where I got the snowflake squares from, but I will link it. And I think, I really do think I want to make another one eventually. But I love this yarn for the center so that you get, because I like the iridescent sparkle in it. What I'm joining with is just Craft Smart Value yarn, which is very soft. I'm going to tell you guys, this yarn is softer than my Caron 1 pound. I'm really surprised by that. And the mainstay, I think, I can't remember who carries Craft Smart. Gosh, I'm just having brain farts everywhere. But this yarn is softer than Caron 1 pound in white. Because sometimes the color makes the difference in your softness on your just, you know, your standard. I think this one isn't this one at Michael's? I think that's their inexpensive yarn. Anyway, it's very soft, but I didn't want to use a sparkle. I wanted the only sparkle to be in here. So I'm just doing a braided join, and I will do a border more in the white, I'm pretty sure. Again, but not sparkle because I wanted the only sparkle to be here. But I'm thinking maybe a border with a picot on it, which I'm not real thrilled with picots, but I've only really done them once. But I think it would look like pointy like a snowflake. What do you guys think? If you know, because I mean, it's not like I don't have 12 weeks before I have to really worry about a border. But I think a border would be with picots on it to give it that like pointy, snowflakey, starry kind of look. What do you think? I would be really interested in your ideas, or if you know of another border. And I'm thinking just white on the border. So the snowflakes, I think when I do make another one, I will use that same yarn, but with maybe a bigger hook than what I was using. I'm doing a 6mm hook, but I can't seem, it's like crunchy. I can't seem to get them to lay flat. So I'm thinking a bigger hook for the next one, and then still use the 6mm hook on the snowflake. It's on the background part of it. I don't know. But suggestions would be helpful. So that is my finished object for Nan's Next Nuts. I mean, the whole blanket isn't done, but I only have to make this one square. So I count that as a finished object each week. Makes me feel better. So the big thing that I finished was my Van Halen guitar blanket. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I've been working on this thing for like ever. Literally, I think I wanted to have it done for last Christmas, and I started it in the spring before that, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. I had to learn how to. I started with Van Halen's guitar. If you're not familiar, he had a red guitar, just cherry red guitar, and he put geographic lines, just random lines in black and white all over his guitar, and there's no rhyme, no reason. It's just straight lines, thick, thin, just all over the place. And it became a trademark of his to have that guitar. And my daughter-in-law's brother is a big Van Halen fan, and I made blankets for everyone 2 years ago for Christmas. And he's like, "Where's my blanket?" I'm like, he's a single guy. He's 50 some years old. What do you want a blanket for? I was like really shocked that he would even want one. But I made one for my daughter, my son, and my other son's families, for like their couch or whatever. And then I made blankets for each of the kids. So I made 7 blankets that year. And I did not make one for my daughter-in-law's brother, which then I felt really bad. Like, why didn't I make you one? So anyway, long story short, he wanted a Van Halen's guitar blanket. Well, he was pulling my chain, and I'm like, what? He says, it's just black, red, and white. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can make it black, red, and white blanket, no problem. Well, then I see what this guitar looks like, and I'm like, oh, which maybe I can find one and try to insert it here, but don't count on that happening. So I had to learn how to make a graph because I didn't know how to do a graph GAN. And I had done corners, and so I thought I would try that. And then I had to figure out how to make the graph, and I was having terrible time with that. And one of my wonderful subscribers sent me a graph, which I did not bring with me here. Wait, I did. I think I did bring the graph. She sent, yes. She emailed me a graph that she made, or had made. So this is what Van Halen's guitar looks like. This is white. So the basics of it is red, and then the white and the black. And that's a lot. I've made one graph GAN before, and it was a small owl from Terry from the Yarn Droid podcast. And then I attempted that, and it was very, very challenging, and it was taking me forever. And so I just made a small part of it. And then that's what I was gonna just do, that small part that I did make, and then make it into a pillow, and then just make him a red, black, and white blanket. And then all of a sudden and I put it aside, and I didn't work on it again for a really long time. Then I decided one day, why can't I just make a modern granny around what I did for the Grafgan? And I did it, and I like it. And it was just a modern granny, and it was just pick whatever color in whatever order, bigger and thinner strips of white and black and red around the modern granny. So, I mean, around the graph. So this is what it looks like. Let me just stand up, because it ended up being kind of large. So here is the graph in the middle. And it, you know, there's no rhyme or reason. There's no up or down. It could go this way. It just really doesn't matter. And then this is what the border looks like. So I just, the Grafgan ends here, and then I did a couple of rows of red, and then white, or just one, well, you can see. And then a lot of red, and then some black, and so that's what I did. And this is now washed. All the ends are even woven in, and it is really, the red is really blowing out in this picture, because it's not as bright red as what it looks in my camera. But it's big. It's big enough. It's more than 60 inches for sure. It was 62 inches, and then I added at least 4 more rows of the whole granny part of it, not just the little. The modern granny, you do this row of chain here. You do a row of chain, which is like this red right here. Row of chain, 3 single crochet, chain 3 single crochet, and then you do your granny stitch, your 3 doubles or half doubles or whatever you're going to do on that chain, and then another row of chain, and then the granny's into that chain again. So it was 62 inches when I was somewhere, I think, at this white. So then I added, or maybe at the end of the black, I think it was 62 inches, or around this one. Anyway, so it's bigger than that. And this is going to be his Christmas present. So one finished Christmas present blanket. And since we are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame area, this is going to be the bag that it goes in. And I will wrap it and stick it inside this bag for him for Christmas. So that is a long process to get that blanket made. As I said, I worked for hours and hours just trying to figure out how to make I tried to do it on fiddle stitch or whatever. I couldn't figure out how to work that. I bought graph paper and tried to just do it and color it in on graph paper. That was taking me forever. And anyway, this is what we ended up with. And I think it looks pretty good, and I think he should like it. And if he doesn't, I think I might punch him in the nose. So what did I use? I used, this is Dreamweaver in black, obviously black. It's one big roll. If you're new to my channel, I used to be able to get this really locally labeled yarn at a discount store that we have here in Ohio called Mark's. I believe this is all Red Heart yarn that it was relabeled for the Mark's company. And this says this was 867 yards and it's 1 pound. 100% acrylic, and that's all it really tells you. But I have matched others of this yarn with Red Heart yarns, so I think it's a Red Heart yarn. I just think it's Red Heart with, the old Red Heart, not the soft Red Heart, because it's stiff, but it washes up beautifully and just like Red Heart. So anyway, this is what I have left of black, so quite a bit, and I don't know why this black shows all my hair all over it. And then I used here on 1 pound. I finished one, and this is what I have left of the second one in the red. And this color is, of course, it's where I have the label put together. People, well, where does it tell me? You know it's got to tell me where the color. It's 100% acrylic. It's a 4-weight, 812 yards. And goodness gracious, oh, Scarlet. The color is called Scarlet. And like I said, it's not really as bright a red as it's blowing out to be on my camera. And then I used Karen 1 pound in white. And this was also a full ball when I started this. And this color is just called white. So I used 1+ of the red, and then 800, probably half the black, and a little bit more than that of the white. So now what are you going to make out of the rest of that, Lynette? I don't know. Suggestions? What else is black, red, and white? But I don't have to use them together. So, but I did complete 1 ball of that, or 1 cake of the red. Skein is completely done. Then I did get, I visited Gia at the Yarn Nut, what does it say? Your Nut, Your Store. Knit Crochet yarnnut.com. Apparently this is her new bag. I totally love it. It's iridescent. I love iridescent. And it is holding the yarn that I purchased from her. It came a couple of days ago, and I had to look, and I didn't have time to film. So, and actually I had it when I filmed my last video, and I forgot to put it in there, so bad me. But I bought more yarn to go for the baby blanket, what am I making, those toys, the learning toys for my new niece or nephew that's on its way. We don't know what it is yet, and I want to do one of those activity balls, and I want to make a square as well. I think I'm going to make both. And so I bought some Alara, and not all of the colors were in stock at the time that I purchased. I just was buying 1 skein because I want a bunch of different choices to make the different animals. So I had purchased earlier, here, let me go get it, I'll show you. Okay, so I bought all these colors all over, and they're in my cheese ball can. I know. But that way I can make all kinds of different critters and have the proper color that I might need. But there was not very much in the brown tones when I ordered originally, and I didn't even realize that until they came, and I'm like, gosh, I don't really have any brown hardly in here. I have tan and a gray, but no brown. And so Gia is moving, and everything is on sale, 25% off. So I went back to order more colors to see if they had them in stock, and lo and behold, they did. They don't know what the colors are actually called, because the last time I got an invoice, this time I did not get an invoice with my yarn. Don't mind the crinkles. And so, on Ice Yarns, it does not tell you the name, but I got these 3 colors. I don't think these are, oh, these might be the same. Let me see, we'll have a number. Yeah, these 2 are the same. So I got these 2 browns, and don't mind the crinkle again. It's not a resealable bag, so I kind of, I got more browns here, and a yellow, and a brown, and grays, and pinks, and then this is the yarn that I'm going to join with. So I really want to get that out and see it. I won't be able to reseal this bag. Oh no, I have a yarn ball that's coming apart. Oh, it's taped, okay. So I have this bright yellow. I believe this was called like neon yellow. And I know no animals are neon yellow, but I love neon yellow, so it could be a background color. Because the I think these two are the same too. Let me just check. Oh, well, they look the same to me. So, because a lot of animals have brown colors in them, so I have these colors for browns. Hold on. So these four for brown colors, and I think this one is mint green, because who doesn't love mint green? And a pink, and another green, because not only do we need animal colors, but we need background colors. And so this is the yarn. This one is called Lorena Colorful. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Alara. All of these are Alara, and I think they're cotton acrylic. I wanted cotton-based because, you know, it's baby, and they're going to chew, and they're going to, you know, do baby things on there. And I needed it to be washable and not fuzzy. And I wanted to get a large variety of colors. So this worked out perfect. I think they were $1.50 a skein for cotton acrylic yarn. I don't remember how many yards, but they're 140 meters. So I'm sure I'll be able to make the things that I need to make. But then I thought to join with white. I know the tutorials that on the walls that I've seen from other people, they're joining mostly in white. No, I did, but I didn't, you know, I didn't want to join in white because they're going to roll on the floor and they're going to chew and spit. And I thought I would have not wanted my kid to have white. So I wanted something not white that wouldn't show up, you know, dirt and chew and spit. So I got this. And this also is, I believe, a cotton acrylic. Yeah, 55% cotton, 45% acrylic. Now there's 160 yards in this, and I don't remember how much these were, but again, they were still on sale. I ordered, I ordered 5. I have 5 of those, and let me see if I can tell you what the, this is a 50-50 cotton acrylic on the Alara, and they're all 3 weight. So the balls are going to be made out of these and joined with these. I thought the colors might be a little bit brighter versus darker, but I still like it. I mean, dark is good because that was the whole purpose, is so that, you know, it doesn't look like a baby yucky. And I really like that ice is changing to this kind of ball, or you know, wrap on there versus these, because these are easier to keep your stuff together, I think, your skein together. So that's all. That's it. That's what I got. I got the new bag. I got the new yarn. I finished a project. I can start a new one. And I'm so excited to start this project. I think that's it. Yes, I want to thank you for joining me here today in the dining room. Hopefully soon. I said the thing is, the yarn room might get moved to the attic, and where I will have probably more space, and I can do all of my crafting stuff up there. Well, except for the glass. Any glass has to definitely be done in the basement, in the dungeon. It's just safer. It's, you know, concrete floor down there if I want it to be. So anyway, oh, and speaking of doing glass, you guys, Crystal got my ball that I sent her, a stained glass ball, and she said that she put it up on her community page, and then she showed it on her her bod family page or channel, along with an Afghan that someone named Johnny made for her, and oh my goodness, it is gorgeous. If you haven't watched that video, I will link it. That stained glass, he made a stained glass Afghan, and it is simply gorgeous. If you like stained glass or not, you would have to love this. I mean, I just don't see how you couldn't. It's simply gorgeous. He did a fabulous job. And Crystal can't wait to get it up in our house, in our new house. So, anyway, just on a side note, you know me, chatter away and tangents and all of that. But I am really nothing much more to say or anything other than thank you for joining me here today. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for coming back and being part of my yarn journey. If you're new to my channel, I know I've gotten a lot of new subscribers from Crystal, which is so wonderful. Thank you so much, Crystal. And I wasn't expecting that. I just wanted her to have a yarn ball because I know she's into the stained glass. And I thought it would, make her happy. So anyway, thank you for coming over, and thank you for subscribing and watching and joining me here in the dining room, and hopefully one day back in the yarn room. So thanks again. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.